Hey everybody, I wanted to post another video today and kind of expand on yesterday's video a tad. There's kind of a pit I have in my stomach right now, so I apologize as I work through this kind of like small bit of nausea. There's so much, I think, in our walk that is important to acknowledge, and I've been blessed in the sense that God has revealed truths to me about time, and He can really restore any situation that we're going through, and that could be something minor, it could be something huge. For example, I'll give some examples. If you're going through a delay in life, a setback in life, or a period of time where you feel like you're backsliding, God can use that time just as much as any other time. Or let's say you've been in a period of waiting for a long time and you've never really understood, like years have passed and you've prayed about situations and they never seem to be fulfilled. Then you kind of get to a point where you're like, I don't know if this is ever going to happen, God. I've been in this situation for years and I haven't seen anything happen. Well, I just want to let you know today that wherever that point may be, God can use that time too. And He can completely restore both times. So let's say you have a setback or a delay. He can push your momentum on 2 times speed, on fast forward, or those years you lost, He can return them back to you in a month, a week. God's not limited to time. He's outside of time. He knows. He's ever present throughout time. He's been there since the beginning to the end, from everlasting to everlasting. There's so much about God which is amazing, and I will just be in awe for a second. So I'm going to quickly kind of continue with what I wanted to express. And one of the things that maybe I could even work on is sitting in awe, but another thing I could work on is understanding how Jesus came into this world with purpose. And I believe our purpose is some of the hardest things for us to find in this life here on earth, because our purpose is not confined to this life here on earth. And for a long time, that's what really confused me as a Christian, was this idea. I'm always trying to find my human purpose, I don't want to lose the message here. We have an eternal purpose, a purpose and a calling set by God. And nobody determines that purpose other than God. God has a way of revealing our purposes to us. God has a way of even preventing us from fulfilling purposes that we believe we're meant to fulfill on this earth. So I don't want to confine God to a box. He has unlimited tools to give to us. And there's so much wisdom and understanding within the Bible. And I believe that we should use the Word to really find our purpose. And our purpose is co-created with God. It's not something we find. We go to God and we pray to God, and then we realize that this was our purpose all along. He had always set us up for something to do in this period of time here on earth. And that's so important for us to recognize, instead of being lost in this idea of creating or trying to fulfill ourselves without God. And I've had a large issue with this in my life. I am a very, very selfish person. I really struggle in the area of releasing control. The thing I can tell you though about release is that's when God can do amazing things. When you step yourself out of this idea that I need to control this, I need to do it this specific way, you're giving God complete liberty to transform your situation. And that is something I can always learn from. It's something I will always, and I say always, there will be times where I'm going to have to struggle in this area again. Yet, there's an understanding within me that purpose all these things that God knows about us that we don't know about ourselves. Why wouldn't we go to God in those situations? Why wouldn't we go to the Word and ask God for wisdom and understanding in those situations? God reveals mysteries. God reveals wisdom. God reveals understanding. So if we have a lack of clarity, why aren't we going to God? That's so important for us to recognize, is as ambassadors, as people, as creation, we have so much within us that we have to have a mirror. We have to have something to tell us on the other side of ourselves how to move forward. And the greatest mirror that we have in this life is God. He made us in His image. He's a relational God. He relates to every brother and sister in the Bible. We're talking from Adam to John to Jesus to you name them. Deborah, Hannah, anybody in the Bible. And God was there with them, and He knew them intimately. He created them intimately in His image. And we are image bearers, and we are asked to co-create with God. So this is where I kind of want to leave this at, is that if you're looking for purpose right now, if you're feeling like there is nowhere for you to go, God reveals purpose. God reveals purpose with joy. God reveals purpose with gratitude. God reveals purpose with gentleness. These are things we need as creation. We need joy. We need gentleness. We need purpose. So my challenge to you today is that if you're feeling lost, pray. Pray about it. Offer that up and see how God will answer in your life. And really sit in that prayer. Sit in your heart space, and pray that to Jesus. Just sit and breathe that out. And you will be shocked, bewildered by how God operates in your life. I pray that this message receives everybody today. I pray that wherever you are feeling a bit of joy and gratitude today. And remember that you are blessed. You are a creation of God with purpose. And you're going to always be loved and looked after by God. He will never abandon you nor forsake you. Jesus died on the cross for us to live a new life where we were promised new bodies, a new earth. Life is never going to be the same after we ascend. So that's something to look forward to. And I pray that we all receive that today. Continue striving and figuring out where God's taking you next. Bye, everybody.